That morning the air was fresh, the dew was still on the leaves, and the sun's rays slowly slipped between the clouds. The military barracks looked as busy as ever. The soldiers hurried to prepare themselves to follow the morning apple, a routine that became not only a symbol of discipline, but also the main obligation for any member of the military. However, in the midst of the hustle and bustle, there was one incident that stole everyone's attention. Kim Taehyung, a young soldier who is known to excel in his duties, arrives late in the morning. This delay is the beginning of an event that will be a great lesson for him. Taehyung, who only joined the unit a few months ago, is actually a reputable soldier. His perseverance and dedication often received praise from colleagues and superiors. However, the events of that morning made everything change a little. The commander in command of the Apple, a middle-aged man with a stern face and a sharp look in his eyes, noticed that one of his members was not in the ranks when the Apple started. The commander, known for his great discipline, never tolerated negligence, much less in what was considered a fundamental part of military life. When Taehyung finally arrives, he looks in a hurry. His breath was breathless, his hair was a little messy, and his uniform, although neat, showed signs that he had been in a hurry. All eyes immediately fell on him, and the atmosphere of silence instantly turned into full of tension. The commander stopped his speech and turned his full attention to Taehyung. Kim Taehyung called the commander in a deep, authoritative voice. Taehyung stood firm, although his face was clearly showing guilt. "Ready, Commander," he replied in a firm tone, although there was a slight trembling in his voice. The commander walked slowly towards Taehyung, looking at him with sharp eyes. "Why are you late?" The question is short but stressful. Taehyung tried to be honest. "Sorry, Commander. I was late because my alarm didn't go off. I overslept," he said, lowering his head. The reason clearly did not satisfy the commander. For him, a soldier should not rely entirely on an alarm to wake up on time. Discipline is a personal responsibility that must be maintained without any excuse. "Your alarm didn't go off? Is that the reason you gave?" asked the commander in an increasingly stern tone. "Taehyung, you are no longer a schoolboy. You're a soldier. Waking up early is not about the alarm, but about your responsibility to your duties and colleagues." Taehyung was silent, not daring to reply. He knew that what the commander said was true. There is no place for negligence in the military environment. Morning apples are moments where important information is conveyed, strategies are discussed, and the spirit of togetherness is instilled. His tardiness not only reflects a lack of discipline, but also has the potential to damage team harmony. Seeing the regretful expression on Taehyung's face, the commander decided to give a deeper reprimand. He knew that Taehyung was a potential warrior, but if not taught the lessons of this incident, similar omissions could be repeated in the future. "Listen, Taehyung," the commander said in a slightly softened but still serious tone. "I'm not punishing you just because you're late. I want you to understand that your every action has consequences. If you're late today, what guarantee is there that you won't be late for an important mission? What if your delay endangers the lives of your colleagues, or even your own?" Those words pierced Taehyung's heart. He could not imagine that his omission would one day have a big impact on his team. In the military, timing is everything. The slightest delay can be the difference between life and death on the battlefield. After giving a reprimand, the commander took the decision to give Taehyung an appropriate disciplinary action. However, such actions are not just physical or administrative punishment. The commander wants Taehyung to truly understand the essence of discipline and responsibility. Therefore, he gave Taehyung additional tasks for a whole week. Such duties include leading morning training for the entire unit, organizing the soldiers' daily schedule, and ensuring all members are present on time at every activity. "From tomorrow, you will lead the morning training," the commander said in a firm tone. "I want to see if you can be an example for your colleagues. Remember, Taehyung, leaders are those who are able to show discipline through actions, not just words." Hearing the decision, Taehyung nodded excitedly. Although this additional task felt overwhelming, he saw it as an opportunity to prove himself. He did not want to disappoint the commander or his colleagues again. He vowed never to make the same mistake again. The following days became a moment of transformation for Taehyung. He wakes up earlier than usual, making sure all his preparations are done perfectly before morning apple time arrives. As the leader of the morning training, he gives directions energetically, although sometimes nervousness still haunts him. His colleagues, who were initially a little skeptical, slowly began to respect his new dedication. The commander, who had been quietly observing Taehyung's progress, was satisfied with the change. Although he did not directly praise Taehyung, his friendlier face showed that he appreciated the young soldier's efforts. The reprimand given turns out to be a motivational whip for Taehyung to become a better person. Over the course of a week of taking on additional responsibilities, Taehyung not only learns about the importance of discipline, but also understands how difficult the task of a leader is. He begins to realize that every little decision he makes has a big impact on the people around him. This lesson changed the way he looked, not only as a soldier, but also as an individual. The story of Taehyung's late arrival at the Morning Apple was the subject of discussion in the barracks for some time. However, instead of becoming a negative story, the incident turned into inspiration. His colleagues saw how Taehyung, who initially made a mistake, was able to rise and show incredible dedication. The commander took this incident as an example on several occasions, reminding that everyone deserves a second chance as long as they are willing to learn and change. In the end, the delay in the morning apple became a turning point in the course of Taehyung's military career. From a stern rebuke, he learned the values of responsibility, discipline, and true leadership. This incident reminds us all that behind every mistake, there is always a valuable lesson that can lead us to improvement. For Taehyung, a reprimand from his commander is not just a punishment, but a sign of attention and confidence that he is capable of becoming better. And Taehyung proves that belief is not wrong.